Alright, this is Mr. Gillen, and today I want to talk about variables and expressions. We're moving on to Notes 3.5, Day 1. So here we go. Today, you need to know what a variable is. It is any letter that represents a number. Any letter, A, B, C, any letter of the alphabet, or even some of the Greek letters can be used to represent numbers. Well, they're all called variables. A variable expression is a mix of letters and numbers used to describe word phrases. So we might have multiply, we might have plus, we might have 2, r, minus, 1, q, x, 4, y divided 5. Any of these things we can use to make up an expression with a variable. Any of these signs. Okay. Let's interpret a few things here. When I say a number, I'm talking about a variable. We don't know what number. Okay? In your notes today, we're going to use the variable n for a number. When you see the phrase more than or increased, I'm talking about addition. When you see the phrase less than or decreased, we're talking about multiplication. When you see the words divide or equally deposited, that's a tricky one, or shared equally, those are all ways to interpret division. And finally, times, at, of, or product, those are all ways to say multiplication. Alright, so let's look at a few examples here. What I want you to do is write a variable expression and let n be the variable used to represent a number. So they tell us what they want to use, what letter to use for our variable. This first question here says 8 more than a number. 8 more than a number. Okay, 8 is a number, more than means addition, and a number is n. Now we're going to come back to this example and talk about it a little bit later, so I'm going to put a little star above him. 5 less than a number. A number divided by 3. Half of a number. 5 more than 3 times a number. Now, this guy, and this guy are tricky because you have to write them backwards. Whenever you see a more than or a less than, you need to think in the opposite direction. 5 less than a number would be represented by n minus 5. Okay? And so on. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you see a more than or less than, you need to kind of think of it the other way.